get familiar, it's time. You know what time it is. It's time for that Draco and the tail and all that extra shenanigans. Now, I was playing this deck yesterday on stream. This is being recorded the day after we streamed for like 5 hours trying to learn the deck on ladder. Yesterday I was getting frustrated. I didn't give the deck a fair chance. I was getting Maxi and Fuad. Legitimately 90% of the games, if you were there, you know, we got Maxi and Fuad. So I was getting frustrated with this deck. I woke up today. I kind of played it a little more, started understanding it a little better. And this deck is actually really good. There's a lot of do's and don'ts that you have to know about the deck. Also, this deck is not that crazy. Don't let people fool you. Don't let the hype fool you. This deck is great. It's probably like I don't want to give it a tier, but I know it's gonna be probably tier 1, tier 2. But it's very susceptible to certain amount of hand traps or certain things that will legitimately just body this deck that feel really bad when you're playing. But other than that, the deck is great. Again, I did climb from Diamond 5 to Diamond 4 this morning. I'm 2 games away from Diamond 3. I'm on a 50-game win, or not 50-game, 50% streak, which I lost 10 games, won 10 games. As you can see, 1-1, lost 1-1-1, lost 3-1-1, lost 1. And here I started getting more familiar with the deck, right? I'm starting to understand it better. We lost 1-1-1, lost 1. We won 4 in a row, lost 2, 1-1, and then we lost 2 and 1-2. And this game right here is the first one I'm gonna show you. This game was crazy. Everything you need to know about this deck is probably in that duel. So here's the deck list. We're gonna get into my deck list in a second, but before we get into that, I want to show you a deck list from the Master Duel Meta website. Now this deck list made it to Master 108, as you can see up here. So shout out to Last Night. Is that your name, bro? Last Night 777 based. Alright, so it's very similar to our deck. They're playing 3 Veilers, we're playing 2. They're playing $2 Lockbursts, right? 2 Maxis. They're playing the copy of the Phoenix, whatever it's called. 3 Ash Blossom, 2 copies of the Ghost Bell, 3 copies of the Mululu, 1 copy of the Fallen of Avas, 3 copies of the Mochami Fualos, 3 copies of the Luquias, 3 copies of 5 mana, Draco Tail 5 mana, 1 copy of the Urgula, 1 copy of the Pan, and then 1 copy of the Nibiru, 2 copies of Branded Fusion. You could play this deck pure, just take out the Branded Fusion and the Fallen of Avas, and legitimately that's it. Which I suggest playing it with the Branded Fusion because it's legitimately just another way of doing your combo. Not to mention that also it's Ash bait. Just in case you don't want your other stuff to get Ash, this is also Ash bait. Everybody loves Ash in a Branded Fusion. So I really like it. I really like playing this in the deck. Sometimes it feels bad. Sometimes it's just amazing. So yeah, we're gonna play 3 copies of the Draco Tail, the Ketu. This thing is one of the craziest spells that we have in this deck. Honestly speaking, I didn't realize it until I started using it going second to try and break boards. You're gonna see what I mean later. We're going to do Rahu, 3 copies of that, of course. This is basically the other copy of Branded Fusion. 1 copy of Draco Tail Flames, 1 copy of the Horn, and 1 copy of Sting. If you're new to this deck or haven't seen anything, I doubt it, but whatever, or know anything about the deck, the reason why you don't play Infinite Impermanence or a lot of spells and traps is because you mainly want monsters. This one right here, your Faema, she's gonna use monsters in the hand, legitimately almost any hand trap that you could have that's a monster, you could use it as fusion material for your Draco Tail shenanigans, which gives this deck a very unique playstyle that I think is really interesting. We haven't seen anything like that yet. But we could always, you know, fusion summon from the hand and stuff like that. But the fact that she does that specifically with any hand trap and everything, that's kind of nuts. So yeah, that is the main core of the deck. For the extra deck, they're playing 1 Glue Gulamel, 1 copy of course, the Branded Dragon, the Albion, 1 copy of the Mysterion, the Dragon Crown. Now, I was trying to play this, and I can see the goo behind this, right? I can see the sauce. It's just, it never came up with me, so we took this thing out. But I can see how this could be great in the deck. It's just we took it out. It wasn't doing enough. It actually never did anything while I was doing it, but whatever. We're gonna play one Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon, of course, 1 copy of the Syrian Dragon, 1 copy of Albion Sanctifier. Now in my deck, I am playing the Spirit Dragon. You could lock people. I'm not trying to do that. Shout outs to bro over here. He made it to Master 1 and he wasn't out here freaking locking people either. I mean, if you play the game how you play the game, but I respect this a lot. So yeah, Albion the Sanctified Dragon, 1 copy of that, 1 copy of the Chaos, the Star Source Dragon, 1 copy of the Philia Regis, and then 3 copies of Draco Tail Artharian. You could get away with 2 copies of that if you're on a budget, but you definitely want to play 3. 1 copy of the Serion Dragon, well, 2 copies of the Secretarian Dragon. Now this thing is basically nuts in the mirror match or against any deck that plays dragons or spellcasters. So essentially this will shut down White Forest for the most part. It will shut down White Forest, and it will also shut down the opponent in the mirror match. The thing is tough. It will most likely shut down freaking Blue Eyes as well. Any deck that's playing dragons, they're gonna have a hard time. Dragon and spellcasters, by the way, not just dragons. Yeah. Let me make sure though. While you control fusion summon, opponent can activate the effect of special summon dragon. Yeah, and spellcasters, just to make sure, because I read sometimes and it's not the truth. Either way, player plan Vertia Anaconda. You know why? Because we're playing 2 fake copies of Brand Fusion. So we're gonna play that thing. Then we're gonna play one SP, the Littlest Knight. That's their deck if you want to copy it, because it's nice and clean 40 card deck list. Mine, boom, is a little bit different. I'm only playing 2 effect railers. Everything else is mostly the same for the most part. It's just I'm playing 2 Lancias because I'm dealing with a lot of stupidity, and this Lancia came in clutch for one of the duels. So you could take out the Lancia or whatever, but I figure it's also a monster, so you could use it as fusion material for your Draco Tail shenanigans. So for that reason, I'm like, why would I not play Lancia? My list is still out here. Don't let the ladder fool you right now. We just got a new deck. Everybody wants to try new things out, right? But most of my list players are probably gonna go back to my list in a little bit, unless they just get really good at Draco Tail. Then it is what it is. Lancia doesn't do anything to Draco Tail, but I'm playing it because of what I'm dealing with on ladder. Besides that, everything else is pretty much the same. The extra deck is what's different, right? We're playing the Typhon. We're gonna play the Spirit with Ice of Blue, which, like I said, you could use it to lock people into only being able to play dragons. I'm not doing that. The only reason why this is here is so that we could make Heractic Seal, which you rarely ever get to do. You don't really get to do that much, because you probably need your opponent to not have hand traps for you to be able to make that play. And that's not going to happen. So yeah, it's a 43 card deck list. Again, it's very similar to the deck that I showed you. That's why I'm not breaking all of this down. Only differences is Lancia, 1 Veiler, and the extra deck. So with that being said, I got mainly 1 replay that's kind of crazy, but it teaches you and shows you everything that this deck does. And then for the other replays, it's just they're not that crazy, but again, I'm just trying to showcase to you what the deck does, its weaknesses, and things like that. So if you guys enjoy the content, leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe, because I would greatly appreciate it. Enough with the yapping. Let's get into the replays. Well, actually, did I show you guys that we did pretty decent so far? All right. Either way, let's just go right here. This is I just finished this hot and fresh like 20 minutes ago, and I had to make this video because if not, I won't have the time to make it, and I want to get this out for you guys as soon as possible. So our hand is looking like nothing, right? We have a Lancia. Unless we're playing against a Banish deck, we're cooked. Hold on, give me a second, because I want to make sure it shows the thing. Yep, show. So I'm here, I'm thinking that I'm playing against Orcus. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what the heck I'm playing against, because I didn't check his deck. But I thought I was playing against Orcus. I'm like, okay, we have a Lancia, we're cool, right? We're chilling, we should be fine. He's gonna get the Golem here. Activate the Golem, put it in the back, activate the Golem's effect, special summon it. They're gonna get the Wedge Temple. They're gonna set the Wedge Temple, of course, activate that thing's effect, set 2 monsters in the back row. One of them is a Deerstrom, special summon the Doom. With the Doom and another level 8, they're gonna go into Zombie Vampire. Now here, I was like, I've never seen the Horus people do this, especially when they have a gazillion bodies on the field already. But I was like, okay, I mean, milling is good for Horus, why would they not? So I was confused, but they activated that thing's effect. They're gonna get a mill here, and the mill is hot potato dumpster juice. Like, it's really bad. This is what they hit, and then they also hit La Crema, right? So I'm like, okay, this could still be Horus. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. La Crema is gonna send Engraver to the graveyard. They're gonna link off going to Requiem. You know how this goes. Requiem out of here, bring the other La Crema onto the field. Yes, because he plays 2 La Cremas. This is when I was like confused. I didn't realize that until now that he just plays 2 La Cremas. So he's gonna activate Engraver, attach it, make the Promethean Princess, make the Necrocrypt Princess, special summon the Fiendless Engraver from the graveyard. Right, they're gonna use both of these, and I thought that he was doing this because my field was I was toggling on and off, right, trying to make him believe I had a Nibiru, And I'm like, okay, so he's working around the nib, I guess. I'm guessing they're gonna make the horse place now. Now he goes into Feel Me track. I'm like, okay, he just more bodies, of course. Goes into Lorry, send the Lorry to the graveyard, activate the Lorry, bring it back onto the field, use both of these, and go into Feel Me sequence. I'm like, okay, yes, just more bodies, right? Makes sense. Bring the sequence out here, activate the sequence, use both of these monsters, the Lorry and La Crema. Special summon the bigger lotion, right? You paid a little extra for that one, so you get to activate it and bring the little lotion back. You got a deal. Now you're gonna use both of these level 6s. And this is when I was like, okay, this is either the new Horus goo sauce that I don't know about, or bro is just not playing Horus. So he activates that, detaching material, adds the Duel and Logbird back to the hand, of course, why not? And then he's gonna use both of these monsters, and this is when I knew we were good. I'm like, what the heck is this? SP the Littlest Knight. I'm like, alright, it is what it is. Activate that. He's gonna banish the my Draco Tail Horn, because they did mill it with the Zombie Vampire. He's gonna set a backward end their turn. Now, I guess this is just pure Fiendsmith or some Fiendsmith control or whatever, which is fine. But this is the main problem. That is a huge problem for us. So this is what we draw, right? We draw into Brand Fusion. So we have two spells that would allow us to special summon. We have to work around this DDD. If I normal summon this is another effect that will special summon. I'm gonna make the plays before I start playing. So we normal summon Lulu, right? Activate Lulu. He's gonna activate DDD. Now I thought he was gonna activate SP the Littlest Knight and get this thing out of here. Now I understand why he activated this, because by negating and popping this, he's negating it, and it's one less body on the field for me to fusion summon with. So it makes sense. We said, alright, okay, no problem. We get destroyed here, negated and bodied, get him out. So this is when I decided to bait with the Branded Fusion. Specifically because nobody's gonna let a Branded Fusion go through. It's not gonna happen. If they don't have the Ash, we're having a great time. We know he has a Duel and Logbird, so he has to negate DDD, well, negate with the DDD King here. So we lose the Branded Fusion. Now there's no special summon negate, so we follow up with the Ketu. Ketu is gonna get us the Urgula to the hand, and we're gonna use all three of these monsters in the hand to fusion summon into Arthalion. Arthalion is about to go nuts because we're gonna get to activate that thing's effect. I'm trying to recycle back the Ash and bounce back the SP the Littlest Knight, right? Which is gonna prompt him to activate the SP Little Knight, but before they do that, we get to activate all three of our Draco Tail monsters because they were used as fusion material. SP Little Knight's gonna activate, get Arthalion out of here, and there it goes, Valor. Valor, Infinite Impermanence, Valor, Infinite Impermanence, Dominus Pulse, Dominus Purge, Ash Blossom, and Ghost Bell. 7 traps that could legitimately body your deck at any point in time, depending on what you have, just to let you know. So here they're gonna activate La Crema, right? Special summon the Requiem back onto the field. I said, okay, that's fine. That ain't no problem. Unfortunately, we don't get to bounce anything back, and we don't get to add the Ash, but that's fine. Because here, both of these are going to get the heck out of here. We're going to activate Malulu, set the Rahu in the back. We're going to negate the Female Requiem. We're going to set the Draco Tail Flames in the back. And then we're going to set the Sting in the back as well. Pop the back row, which was a cross-out designator. We're going to activate Arugula, add the Lucias back to the hand, because never mind, I was going to say we have a normal summon, what we did. But that's fine, because now we have the Rahu. We get to activate the Rahu, right? Use one of our monsters in the hand, plus one of our Draco Tail monsters from the deck, which is going to be the Pan. So that way we could go into the Galumel, right? We're going to activate the Pan, which is going to trigger to activate our Galumel. Now, this is why this duel is so great. There's no Maxi shenanigans going on, no Fuolo shenanigans going on. It is us trying to outsmart each other. This is how Yu-Gi-Oh! Should be all the time. Because even though this Requiem is negated, you're probably thinking, bro's an idiot. Why is he doing that? It's simple, chat. It's simple. He's doing that because I have to directly chain in order to activate Galumel. What do I mean by that? If anything activates between the activation of a Draco Tail card and this card, then I can't pop a card. So he's basically negating me from popping a card right now with the Galumel, which is really smart on their part, right? Pan is going to activate. We're going to set the Rahu back. We're going to pop the Diddy King Caesar. How did we pop the King Caesar? Because Pan, when it's used as fusion material and sent to the graveyard, you get to pop a monster. So now we get to slap over bro 100 damage to the face, main phase to end phase. This is what Yu-Gi-Oh should be all the time. Straight up dueling, trying to outsmart each other. Bro draws a card, he's gonna activate Engraver, right? Send the sequence back, so I'm gonna activate the Draco Sting. Now here we're both making big brain plays, right? I activate the Draco Sting because I don't want him getting Engraver onto the field to make sequence again, start making their plays. But I know that he's gonna activate SP9 in response to this. I just know because he doesn't want me to activate Galumel and pop again. But that's something that we have to do, right? We just have to deal with that. We're gonna try and get both of these out of here. He's gonna activate SP9, and I had to make a crucial play. This deck is big brain. You have to use your brain. I have a Lancia. I can stop him from banishing because he's probably gonna banish my Galumel. It's either I do Lancia and I basically negate my own Sting and stop the SP9, or I don't Lancia and then I lose the pop, right? So I decided to Lancia. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Even though we lose our Sting, right? We don't get to draw whatever, that's fine. Engraver gets to come back onto the field. And then they activate the Requiem attach. And now I already knew that this was a possibility. I knew that them activating the Requiem to try and bounce a card to the graveyard was a possibility. It's just something that I had to deal with. My only problem is sequence. So until he tries to do something like that, none of this matters, because we know that one of the cards in the hand is a Duel and Logbird that he added during his combo. So that's why I'm being patient here, right? He's gonna activate Engraver, send a Galumel. DC, why did you let him do that? Weren't you trying to protect Galumel? No. At any point in time, again, he's gonna have to use 2 monsters to link summon. And if he uses 2 monsters to link summon, 2 monsters run into the graveyard, I can bring back the Galumel and I can activate this and Galumel can pop a card. So I have to be patient. Here they activated the Wedge Temple. Yes, I could have negated with the Draco Flame, but I'm not really worried about that. Because they're gonna set the Sangin Wakes, right? Special summon it. They set the freaking Duel and Logbird that I told you about 30 years ago. And then they're gonna get the Wakes to make a Typhoon. You see how he's not link summoning to not let Galumel come onto the field? Bro is playing really smart. He knows how my deck works. This is amazing. So he goes into the Super Typhoon Slayer, whatever. That's fine with us. There's nothing we could do about it. He's gonna activate, bounce back at Artharion. That's fine. We're gonna get slapped for 29, get slapped for 16, get slapped for 18 in the face. He's gonna get rid of that spell to set another spell. Now here, I decided to go Draco Flame. There's not a single spell that I'm gonna, do anything to during my turn. So I'm gonna try and just negate the Duel and Logbird in the background that doesn't do anything, but that doesn't matter. I'm just trying to draw a card, right? Recycle my Ketu, and yes, we draw a monster. That's all I needed, because by drawing into a monster, we could activate Rahu. Now we draw into something better. We got the Lucius, get 5 mana. We're gonna activate the Rahu here. Of course, he's gonna activate the SP Little Knight as to be expected. We're gonna dodge the SP Little Knight by activating our 5 mana to use our monsters on the field and in the hand as fusion materials to go into our Thalion. Now you're probably wondering, why are you doing this? You're basically negating your Rahu. My Rahu does not matter anymore. That's fine. I just don't want him banishing shenanigans. I'd rather use this as material because it allows me to search or set a spell or trap or whatever. So this is fine. Also, I'd rather do this because Super Saiyan Typhoon is on the field. I cannot activate Arthalion. At least not yet, but I have a plan, right? Again, we don't lose anything. Now we get to activate Gamel because 2 monsters were sent to the graveyard. Activate the Lucius, right? Lucius is gonna set a spell in the back row, which is gonna be our Ketu. And then Gamel special summon it onto the field. Now I activate my Ketu, which is gonna trigger Galumel because there's nothing chain blocking me between both of these cards, right? So Galumel gets to activate, pop the Typhoon, get that thing out of here. No vemos. And now Ketu is gonna get us the Argulia to the hand, and we're gonna use both of these as fusion materials to go into another copy of Arthalion. Why? Because we didn't activate it yet. So I can activate Arthalion now since Typhoon is not on the field. Bounce back the Engraver, activate Argula, right? Set a spell in the back, pop the Duel and Logbird, and again, we're just gonna bounce one of these. And that right there is battle phase, lethal damage. Lethal damage, my boy. That was one of the greatest, most fun duels that I've ever had in Yu-Gi-Oh! There was no Maxi, no Fua, Just a whole bunch of outsmarting each other and making decisions that matter. This is when this game is fun. This is when this game is fun, bro. But yeah, I hope that that showed you a lot of what this deck can do. How to play around things. Always be patient. Try to not use too many resources here and there because you will get clapped. So with that being said, let's continue. All right, familia, here we are for replay number 2 of the day. Now, this deck is legitimately a hand trap deck. I was trying to figure out why it was taking me a little bit of time to kind of get used to it or whatever. You gotta rely on your hand traps. This deck does almost absolutely nothing by itself. Like, it does a good amount of things, but your hand trap is what's gonna carry you to victory most of the time with this deck. Just to let you know, even though in the last duel there wasn't a lot of hand traps being used, still. Here they're gonna activate the branded opening that says they're gonna special summon from the deck. So I threw out the Fua. They're gonna change the branded in high spirits. I'm gonna throw out the Fua because I'm a fake branded player. I'm a little bit of a branded player, not too great. So I don't know if that's gonna summon anything. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I don't want to stick around and find out. They're gonna show us they have their own Fua. They're gonna send the Rim Room to the graveyard, get themselves the Albion, the Shorter Dragon to the hand, right? I'm assuming they're not gonna special summon here. I'm pretty sure I know it. Yeah, they didn't special summon. They're just gonna get Aluber to the hand because their hand is pretty good. They're gonna set the Branded Retribution. They're gonna activate the Shorter Dragon here. They're gonna send the Fallen of Alvas, right? Normal summon the Aluber, get themselves the Branded Fusion to the hand. End phase. And now I just realized that I was low-key of an idiot doing this duel. I didn't realize he added the Branded Fusion. I don't know if I was daydreaming or what, but I didn't realize that until now. But either way, that's fine. Here we're gonna get the Ketsu activated, right? We're gonna get the Urgula. Use both of these monsters here as fusion material. Go into Arthalion. Arthalion is gonna activate its effect. We're gonna bounce back both the Fallen of Alvas and the Requiem. Why am I doing that? Because at any point in time he could activate Requiem, special summon Fallen of Alvas, and I'm not having a good time. But because I have this in the hand, again, this is a trap deck hand. Trap deck hand, trap deck. We're gonna activate Ghost Bell on that so we don't lose Arthalion for no reason. But we're gonna activate Urgula now. Again, there goes the Rimbrum. We know we could Ghost Bell the Rimbrum. Get that thing out of here. Without this, we probably get washed. I'm not gonna lie. Without this, Ghost Bell. So that thing gets negated and stopped. Urgula is gonna get herself the copy of the Draco Flame. We're gonna pop their backrow, which was a freaking super polymerization. Yeah, we needed that. Draco Tail Sting in the back. Arthalion's gonna give him back the Fallen of Alvas. Not the greatest, right? But again, I was just trying to not have them use my monsters as fusion materials with that thing. The Rimmer goes back into the deck. We're gonna activate Urgula's second effect. Add a Draco Tail Spellcaster. Now we get to activate Rahu. We're gonna use the Spellcaster that we just added, plus Pan from the deck to go into Galumel, which now we get to activate Pan in the graveyard. Activate Galumel, pop the Aluver, even though we could have just popped up with the Pan as well, but it's fine. That's all they have. What am I supposed to do? So Pan is gonna activate, set our horn in the back, battle phase, slap over 1, slap over 2. That's 5,800 damage. And yeah, we got full board, no hand traps. We're gonna activate this thing. I'm gonna try and add the Retribution back because I don't want them using it. They don't have branded fusion yet. I honestly just did not. Again, like I said, I forgot. I didn't realize he got branded fusion. So right now I'm trying to prevent him from, you know, recycling, doing all the extra shenanigans that branded does. But he decided to activate that and then add the branded opening back to the hand. I started to cry a little bit. I'm like, it's fine. We still get the draw from this because we banished the monster though, which is gonna be the Aluber. Get it out, we still get to draw by recycling our Rahu. We're joined to Urgula, which is not good for us at all. Branded opening gets to activate. They're gonna special summon the Quem. They got a branded sword in the graveyard. So now they had to activate the Quem, send the Shorter Dragon, activate a Lower Darkness. And this was a really tough decision. It took me like 20 seconds to make this choice. Right? Again, I promise you, I don't know that they have branded fusion in the hand. So in my head, I'm thinking, I have to negate this, because if I negate this, there's no way. You're playing a 60-card deck list. You're not going to have branded fusion in the hand. You're just not that lucky is what I'm thinking. Else I just can't let him draw 2. So we're going to stop that right there. Activate Galumel. Pop the Quem, get her out of here, because she's always problematic. Get the heck out. And here I'm like, okay, that should do something. We're going to recycle this thing, join to the Ghost Belt, which is goated. And there was like, of course you drew into the brand diffusion, but they didn't. They searched it at the beginning of the duel. Me being an idiot. So here they're gonna send the Fallen Evolvers plus the Bestial Rebellion. They're gonna special summon into the Albion the Branded Dragon, right? Activate that thing's effect. Luckily for us, we drew into that bell. That bell can help us because we could negate the Branded Dragon this time. Now here, goofy moment, right? I thought about it immediately after I didn't chain this. I immediately thought about it because I was like, dang it. They have this thing in the graveyard. I should have activated this, bounce it back, recycle one of my cards and draw one before they do this, which they just did it. The Bestial Rebellion, set the Albion the Branded Dragon, set the Branded Laws, activate the Shrouded Dragon in the graveyard. They're going to send the Branded Retribution and end their turn. Activate the Branded in High Spirit, add a card to the hand, because we know what they have in the hand. It's a Fallen Evolvers, right? I gave that back to him with Altarion during the last turn. So here they add that back, activate the Albion the Branded Dragon, set the Branded Banishment in the back. It is what it is. So here we're going to join to Mululu. They're going to activate the Retribution, trying to recycle the Branded Fusion. Now here I decided to activate the Horns, mainly to try and bait that out, because I mean he doesn't know that yet, but I do have Arugia in the hand, so if I use it to fusion summon I can pop a back row. But I was just trying to draw a card and see what the heck we lead to. So yeah, so he decided to activate the Branded Banishment, and I did not know this is what they were gonna do, but they did. So they use my monster, which is a dragon. Well, my fault. They special summon the Albion the Branded Dragon. Use my monster and their monster, 2 dragons. But only one of them is dark, so he gets to pop a card on the field. He goes into the cows, and I'm like, okay. He recycles the Branded Fusion. Again, cows gets to activate. Pop a card on the field. Branded Laws gets to activate. And I'm like, okay, you search for my carrier, I'm assuming. They did. They did search for my carrier. Now I'm going to tell you why that's not necessarily all that great for them. So that's fine, right? Mercarier has specific text if you read. Quick effect, you can send this card from the hand or field to the graveyard, negate the effect, but that's only if you control a fusion monster that has Fallen Above Us in its text, right? This thing nowhere does it say Fallen Above Us. The Mercarier is dead, this board is dead, we get to activate the pan, special summon Perulix, whatever her name is, we get to special summon Galumel, add this thing back to the hand, we're gonna normal summon Mululu. If you're wondering how I did that, I did it with her. She can special summon your future monsters from the graveyard, or any Draco Tail monster. So that's how we special summon this. So now you normal summon Mululu, activate, which is gonna trigger Galumel to pop a card on the field, which is gonna pop the monster, which is gonna be the Bestial Rebellion. Get that thing out of here, get it out. Malulu, we're gonna use both of these monsters as fusion materials. Going to Arthalion. We're gonna recycle the Ghost Bell because this is how you play this deck. Recycle your hand trap. We're also gonna trigger both of these monsters because we use them as fusion materials. So we're gonna set the Ketsu in the back. Auriga is gonna set the Rahu in the back. We haven't used this yet. Pop the Branded Laws. We're gonna help them find themselves back into the extra deck by bouncing them back. Activate the Get To. Get myself the 5 mana. And that's already lethal damage, but we're gonna activate Arugula to add the Freak Soul back to the hand. Slap him for the 1,100 and slap him for the 3,000. That's the fact that that thing just drops on your forehead like that. I don't want to play that field. I would not want to play this field because I gotta be reminded I gotta get a freaking chandelier dropped on my forehead when I lose. Nah, that's crazy. Either way, that's that. Again, they didn't have much. I don't know what they could have went into with the Branded Banishment that would have allowed them to use the Mercarier, but I don't think that would have mattered much. Honestly speaking, I don't think it would have mattered much. So with that being said, let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for replay number 3 of the day. We're going first. Our hand is looking very kind of weak. It's good, decent, but it's kind of weak. By the way, I don't think I went over this. The reason why we play Cross Out and Kobai, because I believe that deck list I showed you from the Master Doom Meta website doesn't play that, is because I was getting bodied by Ash, Maxi, Fua, and all of that. So I decided to play this in Kobai. You have to. Either way, our only play is Mululu. Other than Mululu, we could activate Rahu, but I think Mululu is the best choice here. We're gonna normal summon Mululu, activate Infinite Impermanence. Now, unfortunately, we don't play that, so sad times in the kingdom. But Rahu is still activatable. We're just gonna have to use the Ash as fusion material. That's all it is, right? Activate Rahu. We have to use the Ash. We're gonna send the Lucas. We're gonna make Artharion, and again, just recycle your hand traps. Activate Artharion. Recycle that Ash Blossom. Activate the Lucius. As you can see, I've been getting more comfortable with the deck and understanding that you just have to recycle hand traps and you use hand traps. Get Draco Flame in the back. We're gonna set our back row, right? We have the Sting, we have the Flames, we have a Crossout Destinator and Ash, and that's pretty much it. We could also fusion summon with this if we need to. So they're gonna set 3 back row. We're gonna activate the Sting, banish the Infinite Impermanence, recycle our Lucius, draw a card, which is gonna be Max C. Activate Mululu here. Use Mululu and the Max C to go into Galumel. Because we're playing against a back row deck. What the heck do I need Max C for? Go Galumel, activate Mululu. Mululu is gonna basically trigger Galumel. We're gonna pop this card in the middle, pop it, get it out of here. That's Sullen Judgment. And that Sullen Judgment, believe it or not, this is not a crazy duel, but it helped me a lot. And you're gonna see why. As we're gonna set the Katsu, right? They're gonna end their turn. That's fine. They have 2 backwards. That's all it is. So here we're gonna join to another Katsu, of course. We're gonna activate the Katsu on the field. We're gonna activate Galumel, pop this card in the back, which was Infinite Impermanence. So they're gonna negate the Galumel. That's fine with us. That's fine with that. Again, this duel is not that crazy. I'm just showing you how the deck works. As we're gonna get the Lucius to the hand here, normal summon the Lucius, activate the Lucius, and I grab 5 mana. And here I'm going for Battle Phase. Now you're probably wondering, wow, dude, you suck. Because you could literally just fusion summon again with this thing, use Ash and this. Now this is the problem. I know how to read hand traps or certain cards, right? The moment I summon this, before I even activate it, now this monster has an unsummon activation. As soon as you summon it, you activate it. The only thing that will be promptable before I can activate that is a Sullen Judgment. We already popped one. When I summoned this, again, I couldn't activate it. His field glowed. That means this other card is another Sullen Judgment. So for that reason, I'm gonna go Battle Phase, slap him for 28, slap him from 18, slap him for the 3000, and I'm not even gonna do anything else. I have an Ash, I have a Spell Negate, we have our monsters on the field that can fusion summon if I need to, and we have our pop. Why would I do anything else? They're gonna draw a card here and end their turn. Now again, not the craziest of duels, but I was just showing you how this deck does against backrow. You could just pop backrow like it's nobody's business. Pop it, pop it, pop it. Now the reason again why I did a fusion summon there is because even if I would have used Fatima, the Lucas on the field and Ash Blossom to fusion summon, that fusion summon monster would have got negated pop. I wouldn't have had lethal damage, and then I lose an Ash and 2 bodies for no reason. So with that being said, let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for replay number 4, number 4, right? We're going second. This is, I believe, the mirror match. Oh no, never mind. We're going first. Well, it is the mirror match because we activate Malulu. Effect Veiler gonna hit Malulu. Sad times in the kingdom. We could dodge it, but dodging it doesn't do anything for us. I mean, activate this. Use no. Well, actually, if I activate this and use Pan and Maxi as material, I could use Malulu. No, it doesn't matter. It just wouldn't be a good idea to do that. We're just gonna do it after activate Fatima, use Malulu and Pan, right? We're gonna go into Arthalion, activate Arthalion's effect. We're gonna recycle Fatima because we didn't use hand trap, so we might as well. We're gonna activate the Pan, activate Malulu. With both of these, we're gonna set spells or traps, which is gonna be Rahu. Malulu is gonna set the flames. Arthalion is gonna recycle I'm gonna call her Fatima, bro. It's 5 mana, but I'm gonna call her 5 mana. Let me not. So we're gonna use our Gula from the deck here, right? Going to Galumel. That's gonna trigger our Gula here to set a spell or trap. It's gonna trigger Fatima because she was used as well to set a spell or trap. So we get full combo out of this, right? Set the horn. We're going to set the Sting. And then our Gula is just gonna add Fatima back to the hand. So this is one of the most beautiful combos you could do with this deck, right? You get all 3 of your traps, you got 2 of your monsters, you have hand traps, and you can fusion summon with 5 mana. This basically is full best combo with this deck. Well, without the brand of shenanigans, right? So here we're gonna throw the Maxi. Again, I believe this is a mirror match. Bro throws out the branded, the Fallen of Albas, going to Alba Letus. I don't think that's a great play, but it is what it is. That doesn't do anything on the field, so why would you do so much to get rid of it? He's gonna activate Cottontail, and this is what I'm telling you. You negate that right there, and I believe they scoop. Because if you're in the mirror match, you stop them from fusion summoning. That's all I'm trying to tell you with this replay. Stop them from fusion summoning. The moment they activate a cut, negate it. Rahu, negate it. Because what they're gonna do is going to the one monster that doesn't allow you to activate your spells. Well, that's what I would do. Doesn't allow you to activate your spells or not your spells. It doesn't allow you to activate spellcasters or dragons, and you don't need that in your life. So with that being said, let's continue. Alrighty, so I specifically saved both of these replays like this to show you. You see how that last duel we just won by negating the Rahu? I'm gonna show you what my opponent should have done or try to show, but we have different hands. But I'm just trying to show you something, right? Here they're gonna normal summon the Malulu, activate, use Malulu and the Fualos as material, right? Go into Arthalion. Here he might recycle Malulu. Or never mind, just recycle the I will recycle Malulu. He's gonna recycle the Fua for no reason. Malulu's gonna activate, send Rahu in the back, right? Again, I mean they could use Fualos as material again, right? Activate Rahu. They don't. Okay, they do use the Fualos and Argula as materials to go into Galumel. So Argula is gonna set a spell or trap, and also not recycle anything because there's not a spellcaster in the graveyard. Yeah, no, so it can't recycle anything. So they're gonna set another backrow and end their set, right? Now we don't know what these are. We know that one of them is the Horn. We're going to Duel and Labra. I'm gonna activate Dracotel Ketu. He's gonna activate the Flames to negate a Ketu. And this is why this deck cannot work sometimes. The only reason why I even attempted to do that, knowing that they have a Flame, because you could have just activated Branded Fusion to bait it out. That would have been better. But I don't care. Because I know I could negate this. And now we know they have a Horn. That Horn does absolutely nothing to us. So yeah. Negate it with the Ghost Bell. Negate it with the Ghost Bell. And now we use almost our entire hand here. Now we only use 2 monsters, right? Going to the Secretarian Dragon. And guess what? This can pop us. It can't pop us anymore. It cannot pop anything anymore. This doesn't activate. Yeah, he has the Horn. With the Horn, he has to bounce his back, but that's at that point in time, you use your resources, right? Oh, and by the way, even though I know he has the Horn to bounce his back, even if he does, he can't pop a card until he does that, right? So he activates this. He sends the Dragon. Galumel can't pop anything. And at that point in time, unless he has a 5 mana in the hand, this sim will never be able to pop because he doesn't have cards to activate to pop. So we outsmarted, bro. We're going to activate Argula here. He activates the base of Magna Hunt and then he scoop. If you're wondering why he's scooping, again, we already outsmarted, bro. We outsmarted him crazy. Because we had to activate this, sit the spells in the back. He won't be able to pop anything unless he gets rid of this thing. If he gets rid of that thing, again, Galumel is dead. He activates the base of Magna Hunt. He has Malulu in the graveyard, which is what he needs to banish. And then, yeah, he just scooped. But I wanted to show you that the mirror match is really simple sometimes. As long as you can make this thing, the Secretarian Dragon, it's light work, bro. It's light work because this thing stops a lot. It stops a lot. So with that being said, let's continue. I think I have one more replay for you. Yeah, let's go. All right, for me, and this is just a replay where we lost. But I want to show you that we could have maybe won, but it could have been better for us if we did certain things. So they're going to activate Foolish Bear of Goods. They're going to send Metafolio Fusion or whatever. Activate it, send it back to the deck, draw a card. He has Sky Striker engaged, get the Ray. I'm now okay, this is all fine. So here I decided to throw out the Fualos, right? Because I know they're going to normal summon, link it off into Kaigari. That's what most people do, right? So that's fine. He normal summons it and then he activates it. I honestly did not think bro was going to do that. I thought he was going to go Kaigari, recycle the engage. But because he activates it, I get to draw 2 from this with Maxi, right? Throw out the Maxi. So now we get to draw 2 from whatever they go into, which is going to be the 0. And let me see something, because I think bro just got extremely lucky. Activate the 0, get engage. Engage. Oh, I just wasn't paying attention. No, he gets linkage. Yeah. Okay. and says to backrow. Okay, so he did get lucky because I'm gonna explain something to you in a second. I'll wait till it happens. So we have a beautiful hand, honestly speaking. We get to activate Ketsu. He has his own maxi. There's nothing we could do about that. It is what it is. But I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm gonna throw my maxi. I'm trying to make him use this thing now to pop a card, right? But bro decided to be patient, which is really good on him. It is what it is, right? Throw the maxi. Maxi gaming. We get our Gula to the hand. I use my entire hand. I use my entire hand as fusion material. Why? Because we're under maxi. Now this is where the problem lies, chat. This whole thing, right? I should have probably kept a monster in the hand. Most likely 100% should have kept a monster in the hand, and I'm gonna tell you why, right? We go Arthalion. Arthalion's gonna activate. We're gonna try and bounce back the Ray. I'm gonna bounce back the Ray, bounce back the Zero, right? So that way Ray doesn't activate to summon. We're gonna activate all of our Draco Tail shenanigans, the Lucius, the Molulu, and the Argula, right? Yes indeed. He has a freaking Widow Anchor. Now bro did not search that. He just happened to, I think he opened up with it. So Widow Anchor, this is the choke point of this deck. Again, anything that can stop this thing, you're probably gonna win that duel. You're most likely gonna win that duel. So we get stopped here. I can't recycle anything to the hand. We go Rahu, right? We pop the back row, which doesn't matter much. We go another Rahu. This thing is negated. We don't get to bounce it back, but we negated it from being able to pop. And again, we're negated. Now, this is the problem, right? Arugula activate. We're going to add Lucas to the hand. Now, this is why this deck cannot prosper, bro. It just get bodied by certain hand traps. If your opponent knows what this deck does and they hold their hand traps correctly, you're getting washed. And this is why. So, essentially, I don't have a play right now, right? Because, again, we use all of our monsters, whatever. If I wouldn't have used our monster, Rahu is activatable. Because I don't have a monster in the hand, Rahu is not activatable. It was part of my plan, right? We're going to activate Arugula, add Lucas back to the hand, normal summon Lucas is for a monster, then we can Rahu, right? We got a bunch of different plays. Nope. Ghost Bell says, shut your mouth, go home, you're trash, and don't play this game ever again. Yeah, that's all they needed. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else. He goes Battle Phase. He knows what he's doing. So that triggers the Ray special summon. This is fake El Pollo at home. Fire King. Special summon the Zero. Activate the Zero. Get it out of here. Special summon 2. Pop the only negate to a spell that we have. Use both of these. Go into a Celia. And I'm just going home. I'm just going to go home, bro. There's no point. There's no point in staying here. We lose. That Ghost Bell legitimately ended our whole career. If that bell doesn't go through, we could set up a bunch of disruption. We could set up our special summons. We could get Galumel. We could pop a card on the field. But it is what it is. So let's continue. All right, familia. So that is the deck. That is the video. How do I feel about the deck? Honestly, it's really good. It's a really good deck. I was getting frustrated with it yesterday, and I was like, "Nah, this deck is garbage." Because I was games that I should have won got stopped by Ash. You know how crazy that is? Games that I activated any one of these traps and I was like, yes, we win. They were like, I have an Ash. What are you doing, stupid? Or games that I activated anything that had to do with winning where it came down to these cards. They had a bell. They were like, what are you doing, stupid? So it's like, for the hype that it had, I think people were going nuts. The deck is great. It's really good. But remember, it's a little susceptible to hand traps. That's all I'm going to say. Do I like it? Yes. But I prefer to play White Forest in this deck. I'm not going to lie. I'd rather play White Forest in this deck. But I just really enjoy White Forest. I have a 60-card pile deck for White Forest that goes nuts. Some of you have seen it. You're going to get a video on that, which has craziness in it. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy the content, if you like, share, comment, and subscribe, because I would really appreciate it. Enough with the yapping. Really thank you all for the support. You guys been going crazy on the channel, and I genuinely just appreciate all of that. Consider having a great day, afternoon, or night, wherever the heck you're at, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace.